What a different space to come back to. Hello, welcome. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so glad to have you here. And I was just thinking, what a different space to be engaging from. Like, the last video I had posted, I had no fucking idea, like, anything was to come from it, really. I was just trying to get myself situated and get the gears going and get comfortable doing this, because this is a very new thing for me. I've always enjoyed using social media, but like for casual purposes, like never ever thought I'd be capable of doing something like this. And I'm so like happy to be open about that, because I know there's a lot of people that share in that sentiment, and it is kind of awkward, you know. Like, my first real attempt at making a video, I did record a video, but like it didn't really go anywhere, and I did find that that video was for me to go back months later and to listen to myself talk from the past about something that I wanted to do, that I intended to do. Coming back to it, the first time recently coming back to it, I sat down and I put the phone in front of me and I just sat there without recording, and I talked just to gain like comfort in doing something like this. So yeah, what a different place to be doing this from. And yeah, I'm just overwhelmed with a lot of different emotions as well as thoughts, and we'll get to them. There's no reason to rush and push it all out and try to touch upon everything at once. I knew that was gonna happen. Oh, I'm upside down. Forgive Jiminy Christmas. That was wild. Anyway, so let's get to it. I do have like sort of a plan today, which is I planned something actually. I wrote a journal entry that I want to share. And I'm just gonna start from here, and I'm hoping to flow into a conversation after that. And of course, this can't be an interactive conversation because I am recording this and I'm not gonna be able to like talk to you guys. But on like one of the things I was most grateful for is, yes, of course, like the engagement, posting a video on YouTube and like gaining engagement like that in any capacity, in any way is just so exciting. Of course, I'm excited to see people viewed it and to see people liked it and to see people commented on it. But honestly, like what really got to me was the thoughtfulness of all the comments that you guys had left. Like, a spider. Spiders have been like a symbol for me. That's nice. Yeah, the thoughtfulness that went into all those comments. Like, I read through all of them, and I'm telling you, like, I wanted to I wanted to go in there and respond to everything, but like, I'm a very sensitive person. I get really caught up in my emotions, and sometimes most of the time, I find it difficult to communicate and to interpret the things that I'm feeling on the inside. So I did get to a place where I was like, I really can't, like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to respond. I did end up liking like a lot of things, but like, yeah, I just wanted to speak on my appreciation and like what really hit me the hardest, and it, like the thoughtful people that I brought in and that commented, I'm just like beyond myself. So anyways, yes, I did I wrote a journal entry and I just wanted to share it, and I guess we can go from there. Yeah. Maybe I'll give you like a little synopsis of like what it's about. And I actually did write, excuse me, I'm just so excited. Can I just take a moment to just let this soak in? And like, I do want to come on here and like be perfect and to just to continue to move up. Like, I want everything I post from now on to do a little bit better and to engage more people and to create more conversation and all that. But realistically, like, that's not, life doesn't always work in this perfect like escalation, you know. Like, there will be a roller coaster of sorts. So I think you're seeing a different side of me today, maybe one that's a little bit more scatterbrained, which is crazy because I'm always scatterbrained. But hey, that's the effect you have on me, and like, that's really cool. I like that. So I did write the synopsis down because I had to. And it's basically, I've had this confusion around why I've not felt inspired to do things I used to love to do. I've spent a lot of time like missing this feeling of wanting to do the things that I love to do. And there was one specific thing that came to mind that prompted this journal entry, and that's why I'm not really saying it right now, because I want to read it and then get into it. But this is where this came from, of this like this lack thereof of this desire and motivation to do the things that had once fueled me in a creative sense, and still loving those things, but not having that feeling of wanting to do them, and wanting to do them for the sake of doing them. So yeah, let's get into it. This was about makeup. I love doing my makeup. I love doing really fun, creative makeup looks. And I had lost that for a while. For the last few years, I had lost that. I was just doing makeup to put makeup on. And it just became this diluted process that I didn't really enjoy anymore. And that actually brought me stress. And yeah. I stopped enjoying makeup looks when I started putting it on to fulfill my ex-boyfriend's sexual fantasies. I just remembered that was the last time I felt inspired to create a look. Of course, I still enjoyed makeup after that, but my looks gradually became more understated until it just became a thing that I did. I stopped playing around with fun looks after that goth look. You remember the one. It was actually the one I looked up a tutorial and was able to recreate it successfully. I loved it. I wore it everywhere, not just for him, but... Sorry. Not just for him, but when he would request the goth thing, as he so lovingly put it, not my nickname for it, and I would excitedly comply just for him to defile me in the bedroom. My body quietly and gradually shut down while my subconscious hid it to protect me from the pain. So while I was slowly losing access to that creative center, I was simultaneously closing a viable outlet for expression. Sealing off another doorway to freedom, closing myself off from the world for my boy's frivolous pursuits, all the while not knowing it was leading me straight to a time when I thought I had just lost interest or just lost my spark. And then I wrote a little note to myself, with the acknowledgement of this, you will find it again if you haven't already. Nothing was lost, just subdued. It will return to you. And this was huge for me, because I just started experimenting with makeup again, and in a way where like I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing it to go out. I'm not doing it to build up this motivation to do something. Like just sitting in my room, doing my makeup, enjoying that, and then taking it off and going to sleep. This is what I did last night for the first time in like 3 years. And it was difficult. Before this, it was difficult because I remember like getting like just really loving that and really getting into it. And I had recognized, I had a moment where I was like, oh, I didn't necessarily lose it, but I lost access to it because my body didn't trust me with it anymore. This is something that brought me joy. And I started doing it as a way to dress up for my ex-boyfriend that requested this specific look in the bedroom that he really liked. And I don't want to go too, my intention is not to shit talk any of my exes, regardless of what happened in those relationships. Like, my empowerment comes from accepting those things, using them to build myself up and moving on. So I don't intend to shit talk, but if the truth is coming out in that way, then that's just what it looks like. And there's nothing I could do about that. I'm not going to paint it a different picture for the sake of making someone else look good, but I'm not going to name names, I'm going to keep that to myself. But anyways, he was a very rough lover. And I have a history of getting into these narcissistic abusive relationships and being with people that did not respect me, being with people that didn't treat me well. And I mean, for example, to paint a picture for you, like my first real relationship was a heavily physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, socially abusive relationship. I was 13, 14 years old when I met this guy. He was a few years older than me. And it was really bad. We had dated for like 4 years, 3 of which I had tried to break up with him multiple times, couldn't get away from him. Like, he had controlled a lot of my life. And I'd found myself there because of the dynamic, the family dynamic I was raised in. I wasn't really taught to value myself. I did not have high self-esteem. Like, I still struggle with these things, but with this lens that it doesn't stay that way. You know, you're given tools to work with and to build your life up, and yeah, you move through life with those things that, you know, you're given. So anyways, this was kind of like a pattern that I had been enduring through my whole life and still face in challenges. But these narcissistic men that treated me badly and used my body, used me, depleted me of fucking life itself, like, treated me really poorly. And in the bedroom was one of those places, you know, like, I thought I had a kink for BDSM. Like, I thought I had a kink for being humiliated and being defiled, basically, and being like treated like a piece of shit. I thought I was into it. I thought it was a kink. It was not. I don't like that. Like, it took me, I'm 31 years old. It took me 31, well, I haven't had sex my entire life, but you know what I mean? Like, it's taken me 15 years to figure out that that's not a fucking kink of mine. That was a coping mechanism. I wanted to be treated like shit because I felt like shit. I thought that's what I deserved, like, in a subconscious way. So actively, it came out as this like sexual fantasy, sexual kink. So all this to say, you know, I had been playing around with a lot of looks, and I had found this one, like, I had looked up this tutorial. I think I looked up like a dark, gothy type of thing, and I was like really into, like, I don't know, you know what I mean. So I'd done that for him once. Like, we had gone out somewhere, and I think we went to like a concert, and I had like really done it up because it was Tiesto, it was a rave show. So like, I'd really done it up. Like, I was in costume, like I was happy. So I didn't do it for him, but like the first he had seen of it, it was done up. So every time after that, like, he requested this look, like, to get into the mood. And I realized, like, my body said, this was something we love to do for us. And now you're doing it for him to get his fucking rocks off. We're gonna slowly, like, remove your access to this because it's being abused. This was meant to liberate you. Like, the creative outlets are meant to liberate us. They're meant to give us freedom, sovereignty in a world that's constantly compressing us, or that's constantly fighting against us, or it's constantly pushing us in different directions. Like, in a world where we don't have much control at all, and the only things we really have control over are our own self-governance, creative outlets, creative expressions are a doorway to freedom. And if you're using that to get someone else's pleasure, your body's going to say, no, we're done here. No, absolutely not. And the thing is, that's a subconscious thing that happened. And that's what I pointed out in that journal entry. Subconsciously, I don't see this happening, but I'm slowly losing access to it. And my subconscious is hiding it from me because this is a painful thing. To come to terms with the fact that I'm attracting men that treat me like shit because I treat myself like shit, or I look at myself in a shitty way, like I don't have a good self-image. That's a hard truth to come to terms with. And all the little facets that funnel into that, it's a very generalized way of saying that, you know, and I'm speaking very high level on that. But getting into the granular and what that looks like day to day, like the internal monologue that goes on, like, your subconscious does a very good job of hiding certain things from you that would fucking hurt, like, really bad to face head on. It's like, you got to face this first before you could see what actually happened with this thing that you love to do. But what it looks like to me is, I just lost interest. I don't know. I just lost the spark. Just one day, I don't remember. Like, I just stopped doing it. I used to love doing that, you know? And we see this a lot with adults that look back on childhood and they're like, I used to love to do that thing, or I just can't do it anymore. It's just what happens with life. And it's like, it's probably been suppressed. It's probably been neglected. It's probably been abandoned. It's probably been abused. And you've lost access to it, like that direct access, but it's not gone. You didn't lose it. It's still there. And if you want it to return, then some of the things you have to do are, like, you know, facing that hard truth and the truths that come before it. So for me, the truth that came before it, actually, very honestly speaking, like when I left this relationship, I had a few months after gone on this like wellness retreat. It wasn't a wellness retreat. I fucking went up to like upstate New York, and I just got an Airbnb and I just housed myself in there, and I said, I need to sit down. Like, my life is meant to be so much better than this, and it's shit, and it has to come back to me because I am the one who's in charge of my life, you know? Like, I don't know how yet, and not trying to blame myself for it, because that's also the piece of it, is I can't, if I come back at myself with self-hatred, like, oh, this is all your fault, you're the one fucking up your life, you know, like, that's only going to put me in a different pattern. So this was different. I went up to upstate New York. I'm like, I'm doing this thing, I'm going away, and I'm really going to reflect. One of the biggest insights that came out of that time was because of the abuse I endured, became my worst abuser. I became my worst abuser, like top boss. And like, I got to get through me first. Because that's what narcissistic abuse does. You become the narcissistic abuser. Like, you just do. It's a survival mechanism that you learn how to do. Like, you learn how to kind of work within the code of those people and to like kind of like, I receive information and visuals, so forgive me if I'm speaking very like vaguely or speaking very like, I don't know, generally, but I see images and I feel certain things, and I'm trying to interpret what those things are. So please forgive me if I'm sounding a little like, what the fuck is she talking about? But bear with me. We learn how to manage these people that come into our lives, and for whatever reason that we endure these patterns, like we're attracting in narcissists, we're attracting in these things. There's a reason for it. You have your own reasons for it, and that's something you have to figure out on your own. Fuck, I just lost my place. What the hell was I talking about? Oh God. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, you learn how to manage that, like, slowly and surely. It's kind of like a child learning how to manage a parent that is narcissistic. And this is my reality as well. Like, that's also something, of course it is, like, that goes hand in hand with getting into a relationship with narcissistic people. You know, it's got to start from the source. The source is usually more than not your parent, so, or a parents, whatever. You learn how to survive under these conditions. And for a while I accepted that these are my conditions. And more you meet people that are a little bit more covert with it. They're not as like obviously overtly in your face about it. It's like, and so that's kind of what the last relationship was for me. And I battled with like, is he narcissistic? I'm not sure. It's not for me to say anymore. It doesn't matter. We're not together. I don't speak to him. It is what it is. Like, I'm just left with the pieces that are my own and those things that I have to reconcile. But, you know, that's besides the point. Anyone else, like, this is completely off topic. There's a lot of roadkill this time of year, like a lot of roadkill. I think the animals are like very frantic about hibernation and needing to prepare for that. So there's a lot of like squirrels on the road. Anyone else, when you see roadkill, like you physically feel like this visceral reaction? Like, sometimes I cry, but sometimes I'm just like, my face contorts and I can't stop it. Like, it's just like, I get all twisted. That happened to me today. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's coming to mind, so I'm going to share it with you. But anyway. So I got a new phone because I don't know. I got a new phone because my last phone, and it's actually, it's not a completely new phone. It's a refurbished one, and shout out to Back Market. I think that's what it's called, Back Market. I bought 2 things from them so far. So if I'm saying this because someone's considering, my storage was full. My phone was seriously so old. Like, I really wanted to start getting serious about YouTube, but like, I couldn't record videos more than 10 minutes long. And even those videos that I recorded, it's like, I had to be very like concise. I had to be fast about whatever the fuck I was saying. And I I was under tight constraints. So I said, this is something I could see myself doing. I really like, I really like this thing. I really like this YouTube thing, and I think I could get used to this. So I'm gonna invest in myself because I know I could do it. I'm gonna invest in myself. So, you know, mama spent a little money. She got an iPhone 14, but now I have storage. I could record. I'm at 20 minutes right now. Beautiful. And I'm probably gonna end it soon because I really don't have much else to say. I did kind of want to speak on, someone left a comment on my last video. And first I want to say that, like, start off by saying this. I'm grateful and like so proud that I can spark conversation. Like, I think that's why I was so happy about the thoughtfulness that went into the comments that you guys had left on my last video, is because this is proof to me of the thoughtfulness, of the conversation sparks that, you know, happened because of that video and because of me. And that's cool. That's a really cool thing to do. And whether or not someone agrees with the things I'm saying or is on the same side or whatever, like, I actually don't care about that. I just like to see like conversation being sparked. Like, I just think that's really cool. But I will say there's something to be said about someone that doesn't necessarily agree with me, because they will spark thoughts in my head that I don't have, and they will force me to like relook at the things that I had convictions in, which gives me an opportunity to strengthen my conviction in those things, or reevaluate if this is something I value at all. Like, is this something I still agree with, you know? So I actually do really appreciate when people don't agree with me, or they contest me, or say something that I don't like, you know? Like, obviously the physical reaction is not always fun, you know? Like, having someone combat you, or like, those things are not like physically a good feeling, but like when you just give it chance, like, it's actually pretty cool what happened. So he had said something about like truth being that all of it, like all truth is love, and love is in overabundance, and we're all just, and I can't, like, I didn't write it down or anything like that. I wasn't really sure if I was even going to speak on it, but I am kind of feeling like I want to. And what it reminded me of is a lot of like this spiritual jargon that's like, everything's light and love, and, you know, just connect to the unconditional love of the universe, and like, your pain is not real because it's actually just like, this is just a temporary experience. And I'm like, yeah, like, that's great and all. You know what? It reminds me of like, we're just a soul having a human experience. And it's like, yes, okay, technically I do actually agree with that. I think that's true. But the thing is, we put ourselves in a physical form to have this experience. And I feel like a lot of the times, like, that type of jargon specifically kind of minimizes the human experience and tells people to like, it's not that bad if you think about it, because this actually isn't what is, this isn't like the truth. The truth is actually the things that we can't see and the things that we feel. And I'm like, yes, okay, all this is all fine and well, and there is legitimacy to it, but at the same time, like, we came here in a physical form to experience this. And I don't like jargon like that, because I do think it minimizes the human experience. And I think that, like, we came here purposely to have this human experience, to feel human emotions, to get that physical experience that comes with it, the pain, the suffering, the joy, the jubilance. Never used that word before, it just came to mind. But all these things that this type of like spiritual bypassing tends to disregard and tends to minimize. And where I do agree with like a legitimacy side of it, it's like, it's irrelevant, and I don't want to hear about it. If I'm being completely frank, I don't want to hear about it. I think it's completely out of touch. I think it's bullshit, honestly. Like, think about it. That's not the only truth. Like, the truth exists here as well. And the truth is polarizing. The truth is, yes, there is unconditional love that we get to go back to when we're done with this experience. But we came here to experience this as it is in this truth. This is truth as well. This, just because the spiritual realm exists and we are a part of that, and like we have an eternal soul that is connected to that, does not mean we're not also human with amongst humanity and experiencing like a human experience. Like, we are human right now. We chose to be human. Be fucking human. You're not a soul floating out in the universe. You will be. You'll go back to that. Like, when you die, you will go back to that. But you didn't come here to spread the word of being an eternal soul and that this isn't that big of a deal because we're souls. To me, it's irrelevant. Don't bring that shit up. Like, it's just... And I'm so sorry if this is coming off like a little like ignorant. I don't know. Like, I probably should have reread the comment before I came here and talked about it because I'm not really remembering exactly what it was saying, but it was like along the gist of like, the truth is life is just love and light and all this shit. I'm like, yeah, like, technically speaking, that is a part of it, but we chose to come here to experience the side of it that's not that. Actually, we chose to be humans and experience this life of pain and suffering that also has a life of joy and love in a different form that we get to feel and go through these challenges and grow and evolve and like do all these things. And also, I don't know why I was going to say that. I was going to say I don't love pain. I don't love it, but everything's like kind of an indicator and it kind of like gives us feedback. So like, I don't know. I think this was a tangent and I did not intend to go off so hard on this, but you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy people want me here. Like, but fuck it, dude. This is great. This is so much fun. I'm having so much fun. I hope you're rocking with me still. I hope you keep rocking with me. If you're not rocking with me right now, you will be rocking with me at some point. I don't know. Like, really cool. But anyways, yeah. All right. I'll see ya.